Carey Price is a Canadian professional ice hockey goaltender who plays for the Montreal Canadiens of the National Hockey League. Beginning his junior career with the Tri-City Americans in the Western Hockey League in 2002, Price was drafted 5th overall by the Montreal Canadiens in the 2005 NHL entry draft following his second season with the Tri-City Americans. Following a further 2 seasons with the Americans, where he won both the Dale Wilson Trophy as the top goaltender in the Western Hockey League and CHL Goaltender of the Year in his final season of Major Junior in 2007. Joining the Canadiens farm team, the Hamilton Bulldogs of the American Hockey League just as the Calder Cup playoffs begun, Price led the Bulldogs to the Calder Cup championship, winning the Jack A. Butterfield Trophy as the tournament MVP. Price made the Canadiens roster for the 2007 Euro 08 season as the backup goaltender before ultimately becoming the starting goaltender later that season. In 2015, he was the winner of the Ted Lindsay, Jennings, Vezina and Hart trophies, becoming the first goaltender in NHL history to win all 4 individual awards in the same season. Internationally, Price has represented Canada at various tournaments at junior levels, winning silver medals at the World U17 Hockey Challenge in 2004 and the IIHF World U18 Championship in 2005. He won a gold medal at the 2007 World Junior Ice Hockey Championships in Sweden. In 2014, Price was named to the Canadian Olympic hockey team and won a gold medal at the Winter Olympics in Sochi. Price's play also earned him the tournament's top goaltending award from the International Ice Hockey Federation Directorate. Early life: Carey Price was born in Vancouver, British Columbia, to Linda and Jerry Price. His mother is the former chief of the Ulkatcho First Nation. His father was also a goaltender. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers in the 8th round, 126th overall, in the 1978 NHL Amateur Draft. Although Jerry never played in the NHL, he did play 4 seasons of professional hockey in various leagues and was for a time the goaltending coach of the Tri-City Americans. Price has a sister, Kayla, and his second cousin is Arizona Coyotes captain Shane Doan. When Price was 3, his family moved to the remote town of Anaheim Lake in northern British Columbia where he was raised. He was taught to play goaltender by his father on a frozen creek during the winter months and played organized hockey in Williams Lake over 5 hours and 320 kilometers away by car on Highway 20. Having to make the 10-hour round trip 3 days a week, Carey's father bought a plane to fly him to practice and games. Growing up, Price's favorite NHL team was the Edmonton Oilers and he idolized Marty Turco and Patrick Roy. Playing career Tri-City Americans Price made his first appearance in the Western Hockey League in a single game for the Tri-City Americans during the 2002 Euro 03 season. He then made the Tri-City roster the next season, appearing in 28 games as the backup for Colorado Avalanche prospect Tyler Wiemann, posting a .380 goals against average and .915 save percentage. The next season, Price took over as the primary starter of the team and established himself as a top goaltender, playing in a league-high 63 games with a .334 GAA and .920 save percentage and 8 shutouts, both in the league top 10. Ranking as the best North American goaltender by NHL Central Scouting, Price was drafted 5th overall by the Montreal Canadiens, a move considered surprising by many who thought Price would not be drafted until the middle of the first round. During the 2005 Euro 06 season, Price's play in Tri-City suffered considerably and he ended the season with a .87 GAA and a .906 save percentage while starting 55 games. Price rebounded the next season with a very strong 2005 Euro 06 season, posting an excellent 2.45 GAA and .917 save percentage while winning both the Dale Wilson Trophy as the top WHL goaltender and the CHL Goaltender of the Year award. Despite this, the Americans were eliminated in 6 games during the 2007 playoffs. Hamilton Bulldogs Following Tri-City's early playoff exit, later that spring, Price joined the Montreal Canadiens farm team, the Hamilton Bulldogs, just before the start of the 2007 Calder Cup playoffs. In 2 regular season appearances with the Bulldogs, Price allowed only 3 goals and won 1 game. Price led the Bulldogs on a remarkable run that spring, defeating the Hershey Bears 4-1 in the finals as the team won their first Calder Cup. Price became only the 3rd teenage goaltender to win the Jack A. Butterfield Trophy as the tournament MVP, posting a .06 GAA and .936 save percentage. Montreal Canadiens Price made his highly anticipated Canadiens debut on October 10, 2007, against the Pittsburgh Penguins and recorded 26 saves in a 3-2 win. After the first month of the season, he was awarded the Canadiens Molson Cup for October, given to the player with the most first-star selections. Although reassigned to the Hamilton Bulldogs midway through the season in January, he was called back up shortly over a month later. With the trading of starting goaltender Cristobal Hit to the Washington Capitals before the trading deadline, Price assumed the starting role for the Canadiens. He was subsequently named the NHL Rookie of the Month for marching the NHL First Star of the Week as the Canadiens finished first overall in the Eastern Conference and earned their first division title since 1991 Euro 92. Price completed the regular season leading all rookie goaltenders in wins, save percentage and shutouts. He was named to the NHL All-Rookie team in recognition for his accomplishments in his first year in the NHL. Entering the playoffs against the Boston Bruins, Price recorded a 1-0 win on April 15, 2008, becoming the first Canadiens rookie to post a playoff shutout since Patrick Roy in 1986. He would go on to record another shutout in Game 7 to eliminate Boston. Montreal lost in the second round to the Philadelphia Flyers with Price losing 3 of the last 4 games. After a strong start to the 2008 Euro 09 season, in which he earned a second Molson Cup in November, Price injured his ankle on December 30, 2008. Forced out of action for nearly a month, during which he was voted in as a starting goalie for the 2009 NHL All-Star Game in Montreal. He made his return to action on January 20, 2009, after backup Jaroslav Halak was pulled in a 4-2 loss to the Atlanta Thrashers. Going into the 2009 playoffs as the 8th and final seed, the Canadiens played the Boston Bruins in the opening round for the second consecutive season. They were swept in 4 games, with the Bruins scoring at least 4 times in each game. In the final game at the Bell Centre in Montreal, Price surrendered 4 goals in 2 periods. After stopping a weak dump-in, the crowd cheered sarcastically and Price responded by putting his arms up in the air, similar to Patrick Roy's gesture on December 2, 1995, in a game after which Roy requested a trade from the Canadiens. Price struggled throughout the 2009 Euro 10 season, winning only 13 games and losing the starting job to Halak as the Canadiens entered the playoffs as the 8th and final seed. Although the Canadiens made a surprise run to the Eastern Conference Final, upsetting both the Washington Capitals and Pittsburgh Penguins along the way, Price appeared in only 4 games, losing 1 and getting no decision in each of the others, only coming off the bench when the game was out of hand. The highlight of the season for Price was stopping 37 of 38 shots in a 5-1 win over the Boston Bruins in the Canadiens' 100-year anniversary game on December 4, 2009, and the low point was surrendering 4 goals in his only start of the playoffs. In the summer of 2010, both Price and Halak became restricted free agents and a goaltending debate emerged in Montreal over who would remain with the team the playoff hero Halak or the younger Price. After weeks of media speculation, the Canadiens chose Price, trading Halak to the St. Louis Blues and re-signing Price to a 2-year, $5.5 million contract to return to his role as starting goaltender. The 2010 Euro 11 pre-season was a tough start for Price. During the 2010 Euro 11 regular season, however, Price played in 72 games recording new career highs including 38 wins, 8 shutouts at 2.35 GAA and a .923 save percentage, and was selected to play in the 2011 NHL All-Star Game. This play from Price allowed the Canadiens to enter the 2011 Stanley Cup playoffs. This strong play continued for Price in the playoffs, posting a .935 save percentage. It was not enough, however, to lead the Canadiens to victory, as they ultimately fell in 7 games in the first round to the Boston Bruins. On October 26, 2011, Price earned his 100th win in his NHL career in his 214th game. A few months later, he participated to his third All-Star game. The 2011 Euro 12 season, however, did not go well for the Canadiens, and they missed the playoffs for the first time since the 2006 Euro 07 season. Price missed the last 4 games of the season due to a concussion. On July 2, 2012, Price re-signed with the Canadiens on a 6-year contract worth $39 million. During the lockout-shortened 2012 Euro 13 season, Price started the year very well, winning 18 of his first 28 starts as the Canadiens, in stark contrast to the previous season, were one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, going 29 Euro 14 Euro 5, good enough for second in the conference. Price's play, however, dropped off in the final weeks of the season, going to Euro 6 and allowing 27 goals. Nonetheless, the Canadiens went into the playoffs against the 7th-seeded Ottawa Senators. In Game 4, with the score tied 2-2 as the third period came to an end, Price suffered a groin injury and did not return for the overtime period and was replaced by Peter Budaj. The Senators would go on to score and win the game. Price's injury sidelined him for the rest of the series and the Canadiens were eliminated in 5 games. Price ended the playoffs with a subpar .326 GAA and an .894 save percentage. The 2013 Euro 14 season saw Price return to form, recording 34 wins to go along with a career-best .232 GAA and .927 save percentage, leading the Canadiens to their second 100-point season since 2007 Euro 08 season. The Canadiens entered the 2014 Stanley Cup playoffs as the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference against the Tampa Bay Lightning, whom they swept in 4 games, marking Price's first playoff series win since his rookie year. The Montreal Canadiens then faced the President's Trophy-winning Boston Bruins in the second round for the 4th time of Price's NHL career. In contrast to the previous 2 postseason meetings, the Canadiens upset the Bruins, ousting them in 7 games. Following a 4-2 defeat in Game 5 at TD Garden, Price shut out the Bruins in Game 6 by a score of 4-0 before stopping 29 shots in a 3-1 victory in Game 7 to eliminate Boston and advance to the conference finals. His and the Canadiens' run, however, ended against the New York Rangers. In Game 1 at the Bell Center, with the Rangers up 2-0 near the end of the second period, Rangers forward Chris Kreider crashed into Price. He would stay in net for the remainder of the period, allowing 2 more goals before the intermission. Price was then replaced by backup Peter Budaj in the third period as the Rangers scored 3 more goals to hammer the Canadiens 7-2 in Game 1. Price was soon ruled out for the rest of the series with an unspecified lower body injury, as the Canadiens fell in 6 games to the Rangers, the second year in a row Price had a premature ending to his playoffs due to injury. Price would follow up 2014-15 with the best season of his career, as he would finish the season as the leader of the 3 leading categories for goaltenders, GAA, save percentage, and wins, all career highs as he would help the Canadiens win the Atlantic Division. That season he would go on to win the Hart Memorial Trophy as the league's most valuable player, the Vezina Trophy as best goaltender, the Ted Lindsay Award as most valuable player as voted by the NHLPA, and the William M. Jennings Trophy for fewest goals allowed. He became only the second player in franchise history to win 4 awards in one season. Early in the 2015-2016 season, Price suffered a knee injury estimated to keep him out for 6 weeks. International play. Price made his international debut for Canada at the 2005 IIHF World U18 Championships in the Czech Republic. He appeared in 4 games, earning a silver medal as Team Canada was defeated by the United States 5-1 in the gold medal game. 2 years later, in his final year of Major Junior, Price was named to Team Canada for the 2007 World Junior Championships in Sweden. He led Team Canada to a third consecutive gold medal and was named tournament MVP and top goaltender after going 6-0 with 2 shutouts, a 1.14 GAA and .961 save percentage. He was also named to the tournament All-Star team along with teammates Jonathan Toews and Chris Letang. He led the 2005 IIHF World U18 Championships in save percentage and wins. Carey Price sold his U18 Championship helmet for charity. On January 7, 2014, Price was named to the 2014 Canadian Olympic hockey team along with goaltenders Mike Smith of the Phoenix Coyotes and Roberto Luongo of the Florida Panthers. Price, along with close friend and teammate P.K. Subban, became the first Montreal Canadiens players to be selected for Team Canada since Mark Recchi in the 1998 Nagano Olympics. Soon after arriving in Sochi, it was announced that Price would start in Canada's first game of the tournament against Norway. Price had a strong debut, stopping 18 of 19 shots against Norway in a 3-1 Canadian win. Price's strong play continued, allowing only a single goal in a 2-1 victory against Finland in the round-robin tournament. In Canada's quarter-final game, Price backstopped Canada over Latvia 2-1. On February 21, 2014, Price played a pivotal role in a 1-0 victory against Team USA in the semi-finals. Price stopped all 31 shots and shut out Team USA, powering Team Canada into the gold medal game against Sweden. In his second consecutive shutout of the Olympics, Price made 24 saves in a 3-0 victory and won his first gold medal as an Olympian. Price ended the tournament undefeated in 5 games with a 0.59 GAA and .971 save percentage, and was named the tournament's best goaltender by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Playing style: Price plays the style of goaltending known as butterfly style, popularized by Patrick Roy, dropping to his knees and pointing his skates outwards with his pads covering the bottom width of the net. Price is known for his excellent agility of reflexes, which are considered to be some of his best attributes as a goaltender. He can read the play very well and has very good reaction time. He is also noted for his calm demeanor on the ice that allows him to remain focused and rarely appears rattled and upset in the net. Price is considered by the Canadiens' management and coaches to be one of the leaders of the team and is present during meetings with the team's captain and alternate captains. Philanthropy: Price donated $10,000 worth of hockey gear to a minor hockey league in Williams Lake, British Columbia, BC. Personal life: Carey Price is married to Angela Price, whom he met while playing with the Tri-City Americans. In an interview, Angela said that the couple was set up on a blind date by her friend, who was dating Carey's roommate at the time. They reside in Kelowna, British Columbia, during the off-season. They were married August 24, 2013, in Benton City, Washington, near Angela's hometown of Kennewick. The next day, Price flew to Calgary for Hockey Canada's Olympic orientation camp for the 2014 Winter Olympics. On October 21, 2015, Angela Price confirmed on her blog that they are expecting their first child due next spring. Price, who is of Ulkatcho First Nation descent through his mother, was named as an honorary co-chair at the 2010 National Aboriginal Hockey Championships that were held in Ottawa, Ontario, in May 2010. Awards. Multiple honors: Molson Cup for Montreal Canadiens, 2009, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, NHL All-Star Game, 2009, 2011, 2012, 2015. 2007 Tournament MVP, 2007 World Junior Ice Hockey Championships, WHL West First All-Star Team for 2006 07 WHL Season, Del Wilson Trophy, CHL Goaltender of the Year Award, Calder Cup with the Hamilton Bulldogs, Jack A. Butterfield Trophy. 2008 NHL Rookie of the Month, March 2008. NHL All-Rookie Team for 2007 08 NHL Season. 2009 NHL Young Stars Game at 2009 NHL All-Star Game. 2014 Olympic gold medal in men's hockey at 2014 Sochi Olympics, best goaltender at 2014 Sochi Olympics. 2015 William M. Jennings Trophy, Vezina Trophy, Ted Lindsay Award, Hart Trophy, NHL First All-Star Team, Lou Marsh Trophy. Career statistics. Regular season bolded numbers indicate league leader. Playoffs international References. External links: Carey Price biography at the goaltender homepage, advanced statistics and game logs. Price steals the show for Canada by Bill Meltzer. NHL.com December 2, 2007, Carey Price, Continuing the Legacy by Shane Malloy. NHL.com June 2, 2006, Hockey Canada player profile, Carey Price's career statistics at the Internet Hockey Database.